What's the story, folks? Welcome back to Gaelic Games Fan TV. It is the All-Ireland Senior Hurling Championship Final. Here we go then, the live watch-along for the hurling final. Limerick against Kilkenny. Massive, massive game, of course, for both counties. Obviously, All-Ireland final day. It's like Christmas for hurling fans. It's like Christmas for GAA fans. And yeah, look, hugely excited. Very, very excited for this one. I mean, two titanic teams. Limerick going for 4 in a row. Kilkenny obviously bidding to stop the dominance, end the hype, and win their first All-Ireland since 2015. And yeah, you know, crazy to think Kilkenny are on this drought without an All-Ireland. What's it been, 8 years now since an All-Ireland? A bit of a famine, really, for a county like Kilkenny. And for Limerick, going for 4 in a row. And what a, you know, super, super team that this Limerick team are. Like, they just have so many options, so many players, so many ways to hurt you. And yeah, going to be reacting to the game live, going to be just discussing the game live. Interacting with some of you lads, obviously, in the comments as well. And yeah, hugely, hugely excited for the All-Ireland final. Jimmy says, Hon, Limerick 4 in a row. Come on, Limerick, says Dubs for the win. Liam says, can't wait. Won't be watching Watch Along live. Should try and catch the VOD. Yeah, no bother. I mean, look, yeah, obviously, you know, most people be watching the match, but if you want some alternative commentary away from RTE, you know, here you go. But yeah, no, really looking forward to it, to be fair. Dublin is great, says I'm a bit sick of Limerick. Yeah, like, I suppose when one team dominates as much as Limerick have, that's understandable. But I'm sure, you know, many fans would say the same about the Dublin footballers when they were winning, you know, 5-6 All-Irelands in a row, 8 All-Irelands in, 10 years. You know, fairly dominant. But for myself personally, like, do you know, I kind of like Kilkenny being on this drought. I like this little famine that Kilkenny are on. Like, when I was growing up, Kilkenny just dominated so much. Like, they won, like that, obviously, that 4 in a row side. And it just felt like every other year Kilkenny were either winning All-Ireland or getting to a final. So it was kind of nice to see them on this little famine. And to be fair, I really enjoy Limerick. And I've always had a bit of a soft spot for Limerick, to be honest with you. So I'd be more than happy to see them get the 4 in a row. As long as they don't go and beat Dublin's 6 in a row record, then, you know, we might need to have a conversation then. We might need to, you know, start supporting another team. But, you know, I think this Limerick side, they're very, very entertaining. They play brilliant hurling, front foot, and it's just hugely exciting. And they've so many phenomenal athletes from 1 to 15. And the power and physicality of their team is so strong. But look, you know, if Kilkenny can break that voodoo, if they can break their duck and obviously get over the line, like, look, that would be huge. That would be absolutely huge for Kilkenny, in fairness, you know. Jack says, or Loke says, as a Kerry fan, I've always liked Kilkenny. They are like us in hurling. I suppose, yeah, very similar. You know, two most successful counties in each code in terms of All-Ireland wins and in terms of provincial titles. And yeah, look, you know, Kerry probably dominated in the early 2000s during that decade, and I suppose you could say the same about Kilkenny. So there you go. But yeah, just looking at the teams then, we'll get the teams up on the screen now just in a moment. We'll have a look at the Kilkenny side. There has been a late change. I'm just having a look at it here. So it's Owen Murphy, Mikey Butler, Hugh Lawler, and Tommy Walsh, and David Blanchfield, Richie Reid, Paddy Deegan in the half-back line. But it looks like there is a change there. I think David Blanchfield has dropped out. And he has, yeah. So Walter Walsh there coming in, number 24. So he's a late change. Conor Fogarty and Adrian Mullen in midfield. Tom Phelan, Mossy Keown, and John Donnelly in the half-forward line. Full forward line, Billy Ryan, TJ Reid, and Owen Cody. So, yeah, very, very good side. Very good team. And I think from a Limerick perspective, it's going to be interesting to see if there is any late changes at all. But yeah, Walter Walsh coming in instead of David Blanchfield. I suppose no real surprise. Like, there was some chat during the week that he was going to be injured for the game, and it does look as if he is injured. I'm just having a look here. Is he even in the squad? I don't even think he is on the squad. So there you go. Yeah, because I think from speaking with Johnny Keogh during the week of the Limerick leader, he was saying the rumor was that David Blanchfield had a punctured lung. So you're definitely not going to be playing any hurling if you have a punctured lung. So there we go. Looking at the Limerick side, then just having a look at the team on screen on RTE, there doesn't look to be any changes. So Nicky Quaid in goal, Mike Casey, Dan Morrissey, Barry Nash in the full back line, half back line, Jeremy Burns, William O'Donoghue, and Cole Hayes. Midfield, Dara O'Donovan and Keane Lynch. The half forward line, Grode Hegarty, David Reedy, and Tom Morrissey. And the full forward line is Aaron Gillan, Seamus Flanagan, and Peter Casey. So very, very strong Limerick side. Obviously, no Declan Hannon. We knew that obviously coming into the game. So no messing around there from Mr. John Kiley. And to be fair, it's it's a very strong side. Very strong side. You look at those options that could possibly come off the bench as well. The likes of Cathal O'Neill, Adam English, Aidan O'Connor, Oisin O'Reilly, Graham Mulcahy, obviously as well. You just have so many options from 1 to 15 who can come on and make an impact in the game. And hugely, hugely excited for it. Just bear with me there. I'm just sharing this stream out. But yeah, like about 15 minutes to go until throw in. Obviously, weather's not great at all in Dublin. Summer is just bollocks, isn't it? Summer is just terrible this year. Like, you've barely any good weather at all. It's just raining every day. It's just miserable. Absolutely miserable. Was out in the town last night. Had a winter jacket on July 30th or whatever, July 22nd. Absolute joke. But yeah, obviously for the fans who are at the game, look, I'm sure you won't care. You'll be there in your numbers, support your team, even if it is, you're getting pissed on like a toilet. You'll still enjoy it because it's definitely the day for it. But yeah, the weather is absolutely atrocious. Could that play a factor in the game? Last year was 30 degrees during the final, and it was perfect conditions for an unbelievable game of hurling. Like, there wasn't a breeze, there was no wind. The wind is quite strong today as well. So it'll be interesting to see if that, if that does play a part in terms of the conditions of the game, or in terms of, will it be as high scoring, will it be as free flowing? It's certainly going to be interesting to see what happens in regards to that. But was trying to get a ticket originally for myself for this game, but obviously very, very hard to get tickets for the All-Ireland final. But look, to be fair, it looks like I do have a ticket for the football final, so I think that's the main thing as a Dublin man, and it's probably better as well for Limerick and Kilkenny fans to be there rather than me, as a neutral Dublin fan, do you know that way? But yeah, looking forward to it now. Looking forward to it. Will you be making any club content when both All-Irelands are finished? Absolutely. We'll definitely, we'll definitely make loads of content around club football, club hurling. I remember I made a video last year. I think it was predicting every club football championship winner, and done quite well. A lot of people seem to like that, so I'll probably do something like that again. And definitely plenty of stuff. We'll be going to plenty of Dublin club championship games. Obviously, the hurling club championship is already underway in Dublin. It's kind of mad. Like, some championships have already started. I'd nearly prefer if they all just started when the All-Ireland was wrapped up, you know, that way, just because it's hard to get into that club mindset when the inter-county's still going, do you know that way? And I feel like you need time to digest the inter-county scene before you can then move on to the club stuff. But yeah, 100%, definitely will be covering plenty of club content. I don't mind who wins, just hoping for a great game. Absolutely. If the Cats win, TJ Reid will be the greatest hurler, or the best hurler, I suppose. Same thing, best hurler of all time. I think he's probably already in that. He's very, it's probably between him, Henry Shefflin, DJ Carey. I suppose Christy Ring. Like, I'm too young to have remembered Christy Ring playing in the flesh, but he's definitely he's definitely a name who obviously gets mentioned. And yeah, I think, look, to be fair to TJ Reid, like, he won multiple All-Irelands sort of when he was coming up, when he was younger. To to break that duck, break that void, and get Kilkenny over the line, I think would be, definitely be huge, wouldn't it? But yeah. But yeah, a couple of minutes anyway from throw-in. About 12 minutes to go. So, yeah, in terms of a prediction, I'll tell you what, we'll go for a score prediction just for the crack. And we'll see. We'll see if I can get anywhere close. But I do fancy Limerick to win. Like, I think that probably goes without saying. From predictions and everything during the week, I think Limerick they just have too much firepower. And they keep coming through these games. Like, that's the thing, is that in these big games, in these big moments, other than that 2019 All-Ireland semi-final, they haven't been beaten. I know they lost to Clare earlier in the year, but like that game meant nothing in the end. You know, it meant absolutely nothing. You know, because Limerick still went on to win the Munster Championship, beating Clare in the final. Do you know that way? So I think Limerick just find a way to come through these games, and that's why I think they'll do it again. They seem to always find a way. They seem to always find an answer, and I see them doing it again. I do think it'd be a bit more low scoring, I think, than last year. Obviously, last year Limerick scored 131. They've actually scored over 30 points in the last 3 All-Ireland finals, which is crazy. I know, you know, you could say that the scoring and hurling is growing year by year and everything else, but it's still remarkable, isn't it, to have scored, to have scored something like that. But there we go. Yeah, I think if I was to go for a prediction, I'd probably go for something like this: Limerick 2 goals, 21 points. Kilkenny 123. I think, you know, we've seen Limerick get big goals in All Ireland finals. Like Rod Hegarty's always stepped up, and I think, you know, that extra goal for Limerick in the end is going to be it's going to be the difference, I think. And Limerick to narrowly come through, and just sneak it, because that's what they always do. And to be fair, like, that's what a 1 point win I'm going for there. I think it probably will be more. I think it could be 2 or 3, and Limerick might give themselves a bit more to spare. But yeah, absolutely cracking stuff indeed. Like, this game is going to be. Just seeing the Larry McCarthy on the pitch there, shaking all the players' hands on the red carpet. He's enjoying himself there. Keane Lynch introducing all the players. But yeah, that's what I'm going to go for. That is what I am going to go for. Who has replaced Blanchfield, says Hurling 1234. So it is Walter Walsh who has come in there wearing the number 24 jersey. It's an interesting one. Like, you would have thought Dara Corcoran would have maybe slotted perfectly in there. Porrick Walsh maybe. Walter Walsh, yeah, like that. Yeah, that is a fascinating one, isn't it? Ellis says, really hope Limerick lose. Yeah, look, a lot of people want Limerick to lose, don't they? A lot of people want Limerick to lose, probably because they have been so dominant for so long. And I suppose it would be something different. And it's mad to think, 10 years ago, Limerick, Kilkenny, everyone would have been cheering for Limerick because Kilkenny were so dominant for so long. It's mad how the tables have turned. But yeah, like, personally, I don't really know who. Like, I don't really want anyone necessarily to win. Like, I'm not hoping for anyone to win. Like, I do like this Limerick team, and I do have a bit of a soft spot for them, and I probably like Limerick more than Kilkenny, if I'm being honest. But look, whoever wins. Tom says Walter Walsh at wingback, strange. Yeah, he probably won't play there, I would say. He's been named at wingback, but I doubt he'll actually play there. Might have a look at the team there again, actually, in Scorpio, and just see. See who else could possibly slot in that wing back position, if I can get the team in front of me here. So yeah, like, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Like, Paddy Deegan, Richie Reid, Walter Walsh. How many times down the years as well would you have seen Brian Cody throw in a master stroke before an All-Ireland final or something of that nature? And obviously Derek Ling maybe is trying something similar. with Walsh playing in there. Look, unless Walsh goes to midfield, Fogarty comes back, maybe Tom Phelan drops back. It's very interesting stuff there, and certainly a big call from Derek Ling to put in Walter Walsh. Obviously, David Blanchfield, I think it was known that he wasn't going to feature in this final, but obviously it's Darragh Corcoran, the man who comes in instead. So here we go then. Here we go. Both sets of players doing the march around Croke Park. The rain is pelting down. The wind is blowing left, right, and centre. It is not a day for hurling, and certainly it's a bit of a throwback to your September All-Ireland finals with this weather, to be fair, because it definitely is September weather. Definitely is September weather. But you've got Henry Shefflin there watching on as well in the crowd. Obviously Galway manager, but undoubtedly he'll be a Kilkenny fan today. Cian Lynch lining out on the field, walking around with the team. Obviously, he'll be the captain today, and he'll be the man to lift the Liam McCarthy. I'm sure Declan Hannon will be there as well. I'm sure if Limerick do win, it'll be between the pair of them to lift the title or lift the All-Ireland. Plenty of flares going off in the crowd as well. Lots of smoke. Fans bang up for it. The fans are bang up for it, and rightly so. Completely packed. Not a seat in the house. Croke Park, look at that for a view. What a view. Limerick fans are, they're going absolutely mental already. Like they've already won it. Hill 16 full of Limerick fans. Definitely most Limerick fans and Kilkenny fans. Kilkenny fans don't really travel, do they? But just a couple of minutes now. Couple of minutes from throw-in for anyone who happens to be at the game. I don't know why you'd be watching this stream if you're at the game, but if you are, let me know what the atmosphere is like. Liam McCarthy there on show. Exciting stuff. We'll get a score graphic up on the screen once the game starts, and I'll try to update you lads with the score every couple of minutes. There's going to be a lot of scores on show, so do bear with me. But Declan Hannon obviously watching on in the crowd. Probably a weird one for him, being in the crowd and obviously not on the pitch. So used to being the man to lead Limerick out the battle, but not today. But I suppose anyone who's watching, let me know your predictions. Let me know what you think will happen in the game. I just fancy Limerick to be too strong. But look, if Kilkenny can start fast, if they can start fast, start quick, get an early goal. Goals is going to be key, isn't it? Goals is going to be key from a Kilkenny perspective, because Limerick, they've been they're averaging over 30 points per game at the best of times. Lots of aerial shots of Croke Park. And both sets of players now lining out into the field. Ball should be thrown in the next couple of minutes. Limerick fans watching on. Toddler in the crowd. Definitely looks to be the majority of Limerick fans in Croke Park, you would say. Majority of Limerick fans in Croke Park. Definitely plenty of Kilkenny fans as well, but majority of Limerick fans. Yeah, in terms of a man of the match prediction, Gearóid Hegarty is the easy one, but Aaron Gillane has been in super form. So that should be interesting. Obviously, Hugh Lawler, the man who picked him up last year, could he be the man to pick him up again? That's going to be interesting. But really excited for it. Can't TJ Reid, the matchup there is going to be interesting as well. See who picks him up. See who picks him up on the day. The Artane Boys Band doing their thing. So here we go. Oh, the excitement. The excitement is definitely there, lads. The excitement is there. National anthem ringing out now. John Coyley, what a man! What an absolute legend of a manager. I mean, to have won four All Irelands with this Limerick side, bidding for his fifth. To think Limerick didn't win an All Ireland for 45 years until he took charge. The amount of work he done at underage level as well. Paul Kinnerk being part of that backroom team, like phenomenal stuff. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. But here we go then. We are getting ready to go. John Keenan, obviously the referee. I think most people happy that he is the referee, and the ball is thrown in. So here we go. Limerick and Kilkenny straight away into the thick of the action. A long ball lofted in. Kilkenny, though, have been able to come away with it. Lots of pressure there already. Look at that pressure. Tom Morrissey, Kyle Hayes, all just pressurising Conor Fogarty, I think it was there. And he gets ran out over on the sideline. To be fair, I actually don't think he did take it over the sideline, but some amount of pressure put on him there. And this will be a sideline cut here for Limerick. Standing over it, Dara O'Donovan. Not a great ball, though. Loses the ball. Kilkenny have it back. Ball gets shipped out to the wing. Here's Paddy Deegan. And over the bar. There we go. Great score there from Kilkenny and Paddy Deegan. Great effort way out the field on the left-hand side. And to be fair, from a Kilkenny perspective, like to get that open and score, just to build confidence and everything else. Like you don't want to be, like it's the finest of margins against a side like Limerick. And you really do need to be, at your absolute best. Cian Lynch doing a lot of work there. Limerick trying to work it in. They're definitely trying to maybe get an early goal here, trying to get something. Have they won a foul? Looks like they might have. Aaron Glan look to have won the ball ahead of Hugh Lawler. Not entirely sure what went wrong there. Looked more like Glan fell. Yeah, it's actually a free the other way. I was just about to say that. I was thinking it actually looked like Glan fell Lawler rather than the other way around. But there we go. So free out for Kilkenny. Owen Murphy lofts it long. William O'Donoghue playing in that centre-back position picks the ball up. It's very physical so far. Lots of hits. Lots of challenges being dished out left, right and centre. Dublin is great. Says, can you make sure to update me on the score when the game is on? I am blind. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. No worries at all. Absolutely. 1 point so far. It's going to be a high-scoring game anyway. It'd be hard to keep up with it. But yeah, one point in favour so far of Kilkenny. Limerick. Kilkenny have just won a couple of those early battles. They've won a few fouls. They've turned Limerick over again. You can tell, though, like the conditions are playing a part. Both teams just a little bit dropping the ball. It's a brilliant block down there. Fantastic block down from Kyle Hayes. Kilkenny look to have it back. And then it's, rushed out over the sideline. Barry Nash gets rushed out over on the sideline. Great bit of work there from TJ Reid. And Kilkenny will have a big chance here now to go 2 points in front. Free just on the sideline. It's a very tricky one. I don't know. He won't go for it from there. Has lofted it back. Has he gone for that? He has gone for it. Has he got it? Wide. That would have been some point there from TJ Reid. Had he have slotted that one over? Limerick going long to Tom Morrissey, but again, Kilkenny have turned the ball over. They're definitely winning those puck outs so far, and Limerick get to score 4 minutes in. Still a point in it. Here comes Walter Walsh. Lofts it in. Might be a chance here maybe for a goal. Nicky Quaid just about comes away with it. I think Kilkenny are claiming something should have happened there. It was a ball played in to Billy Ryan, but Nicky Quaid just about managed to get out in front and deny any chance. Kilkenny definitely claiming something went on there, but half chance there for Kilkenny. They're definitely getting the break so far. They're getting the break so far, but only a point in it. Only 4 minutes in it, obviously, as well. Look at that for a block. Wow. Blocks going in left, right, and centre. That was Darragh O'Donovan. Now it gets played out as a Keane Lynch. It's over the bar. It's a point for Limerick. Keane Lynch puts it over. Great score there. So the Limerick captain gets on the score sheet for Limerick. It's a point apiece. 1-1 on the score sheet. Keane Lynch with a brilliant point there. And a much needed point there for Limerick just to kind of settle them into it. Not that they'd missed chances necessarily, but they'd just been given the ball away. Limerick won the puck out, but then Kilkenny would have it back again with Owen Cody. A long way out the field. That'll be some point if he gets it. Wide of the target. 2 chances there, like TJ Reid, Owen Cody, both like maybe rushing at the chances, rushing at the opportunities. Like maybe should have went, should have tried work a score, try work something rather than go for them. Kilkenny have done well so far on these puck outs. Limerick are going short. Great bit of work there from Barry Nash. Goes long. But again, Kilkenny are winning those 50-50 battles. And this time around, a brilliant catch from Richie Reid. Heavy challenge there coming in from William O'Donoghue. Heavy challenges left, right, and centre. Big hit from William O'Donoghue. Fair hit, according to the referee. Let's have a look. Yeah, fair hit. And then he gets hit. To be fair, I actually didn't really see like a foul in that on William O'Donoghue. If anything, he probably fouled the Kilkenny man there. But this will be a free. William O'Donoghue enjoying it, jumping around with jubilation. And this will be a chance for Limerick to take the lead and go in front for the first time in the game. Diarmuid Byrne's the man standing over it. Big moment this for Limerick. We've seen Diarmuid Byrne nail these time and time again. We remember last year. And once again, he makes no mistake. So Limerick take the lead in the All-Ireland final for the first time. 2-1 over Kilkenny. They've started well. They have started well, Kilkenny. They've been getting a lot of those breaking balls and breaking challenges. But Limerick have won that puck out. Great ball by O'Donoghue inside. It's just a little bit scrappy. It's a bit scrappy at times. Limerick have given the ball away now. It's a real tussle, tug-of-war battling around midfield. Adrian Mullen goes long, but great work to scoop the ball up from Mike Casey. That was a good idea. Right incentive to play it into Owen Cody and Billy Ryan, but didn't quite work. Limerick are back on the ball. TJ Reid with the challenge on Darragh O'Donovan. So that's going to be a free for Limerick. So Diarmuid Byrne will be the man to stand over it again. And this will be another opportunity for Diarmuid Byrne and Limerick to possibly go 3-1 in front. Kilkenny should have had a goal and two. They had a few half chances there, didn't they? A few half chances. So here we go. Diarmuid Byrne from way, in his own half of the field, but he puts it wide. So that's a bit of a boost there for Kilkenny to not see Limerick go 2 in front. And Owen Murphy now with the puck out. He goes short. Both sides going short with puck out so far. Paddy Deegan. He goes long. Of course, a lot was made last year of Gearóid Hegarty. And obviously his matchup with Paddy Deegan and how well Gearóid Hegarty done. Like, he had a phenomenal final. And he kind of is Mr. All-Ireland final himself. He always turns up in All-Ireland finals, but we haven't seen any of them here Limerick have turned the ball over again. Cian Lynch plays the ball in. There's a bit of work from Shamey Flanagan. Plays it back. Ball's going to go over the bar, is it? It is over the bar. Oh, no, it's wide. Wide of the target. Limerick fans thought that was over. Not the case. David Reedy, obviously, with the effort, puts it wide. So second wide of the game for Limerick. Now it gets played in. Oh, there might be a chance here maybe for Kilkenny. Might be a goal chance. It's Owen Cody. Puts it in the back of the net. Brilliant goal there from Owen Cody. Phenomenal finish. Kilkenny have been working that ball for, the whole game so far. They've been playing that direct ball in on top of Limerick's fullback line. This time it eventually comes to fruition. The ball is picked up. It's a loose ball. It's scrambling around everywhere. Owen Cody picks it up and just absolutely slots it beautifully into the left-hand corner. Nicky Quaid had absolutely no chance whatsoever. And Kilkenny go in front and they get the first goal of this All-Ireland final. Of course, goals, look, are going to be absolutely massive in this final. And, big goal there and a big psychological boost there from a Kilkenny perspective. And there's another point to go with it. It's an excellent score, an excellent point from Kilkenny. Tom Phelan this time around, it gets the score. So Kilkenny 3 points up, and look, Kilkenny are winning some of those, breaking balls and loose balls and everything else. And they are they're matching Limerick physically very, very strong. Limerick win the foul there, judged to have been a foul on Peter Casey. So here we go. This is a big chance now for Limerick. They need to put this over. They've missed the last two. Is it going to be Jeremy Burns again? It's Aaron Glan this time. I suppose it's on his good side. Big moment for Aaron Glan. Has to put it over, really. Man of his quality. And he nails it. Puts it over. Great score there from Aaron Glan. Back to a 2-point game. I was going to say, opening 10, 11 minutes. Low scoring enough, probably, for a hurling final. Especially when we've seen how high scoring it was last year. But it's definitely been a scrappy enough game. There's a lot of turnovers, a lot of breaking balls being won. It's a very physically strong, two sets of very physically strong teams. And obviously conditions as well probably playing a part, although the rain has now stopped. So at least that's something for the fans. Kilkenny have turned it over. And then Limerick trying to make the challenges. Oh, that was a very heavy hit. Tom Phelan marches forward. Pops it over, does he? It looks like he has. Brilliant score there from Tom Phelan. There was a big hit in the build-up to one of the Kilkenny players there as well. So you'd imagine there'd be a yellow card probably dished out somewhere. Big point there from Tom Phelan. Kilkenny back 3 points in front. There we go. Limerick 3 points. Kilkenny 1-3. Very nice goal, says Dublin is great. It was a lovely goal. In fairness, from Owen Cody. And he's always the man, isn't he? He's always the man who's getting the goals for Kilkenny. He's so clinical and reliable in front of goal. What challenge that is. Kilkenny are just winning these balls. They're winning these balls. A wonderful block down and turnover. Owen Cody picks it up again. Kilkenny are just winning those physical battles at the minute. But that one's going to sail wide. From Tom Phelan, who's had a very good game so far. But he does pop that one wide. There was a challenge from William O'Donoghue. Very, very late. Definitely should have been a yellow card there, in my opinion. But ref, I don't think gave a yellow. Kilkenny win the puck out. Oh, it does. The ball is hit over the sideline. So Limerick ball. But Kilkenny, be interesting to see stats on turnovers or anything like that. Kilkenny have definitely got, a number of turnovers. They're winning a lot of those loose balls. And I think if you're a Kilkenny fan, you'd be very, very happy how this game is going so far. So yeah, anyone who's watching, if you could leave a like and subscribe, it'd be much appreciated if you could share this out to your friends and family. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. But here we go. 1-3 to 3 points in favour of Kilkenny. Limerick going for that sideline ball. Kilkenny win it. They're just first to everything at the minute. They're first to everything. But it actually did go off a Kilkenny player. So it'll be another chance for Gerard Hegarty, who hasn't really been in the game so far, you would say. Looks to play it into Tom Morrissey. Didn't work. Ball is won by Dermot Burns. Comes marching forward. Cian Lynch looking to play it back to Dermot Burns. Oh, very heavy hit there by Dermot Burns. Very, very late. That's surely a yellow. Goodness me. Kilkenny players are not happy at all. Definitely plenty of variables. Dermot Burns. To be fair, it actually nearly looks like they just ran into each other. One thing you would say, though, is Dermot Burns, he leaves his elbow up. He leaves his elbow up. He didn't put his hands down. So that's, yeah, I think that should be a yellow card. It's a heavy hit. Could argue maybe they ran into each other, but yeah. But yeah, it remains Kilkenny 1-3, Limerick 3 points. So still the same score. But yeah, yellow card for Dermot Burns, so no surprise there. No surprise there. It was very late. It kind of did look like they probably ran into each other, but it was a very heavy hit. And certainly Mikey Butler will feel that in the morning, I tell you that. He'll feel that one. He will feel that one. Owen Murphy standing over the puck out. And this will be a big one here. Owen Murphy. Is he going to go for the point? I think he's gone for it. And I think he's got it. Wow. Owen Murphy nearly in his own box. He just absolutely... How far out was that? It was a good 70 yards or so. And he pops that one over. Remarkable stuff there from Owen Murphy. 1-4 to 3 points. It's a 4-point game. Kilkenny have started the stronger, and they're just that bit quicker, that bit sharper, and they're winning those 50-50 battles at the minute. Limerick have gone long. Into Aaron Gallan. Hugh Lawler's doing really well there. And Kilkenny have won the turnover. Oh, no. They did win the ball, but it did go off a Kilkenny man, so it's going to go for a line ball again here for Limerick. A line ball actually for Kilkenny. Went off a Limerick man. Paddy Deegan goes short. Back to Paddy Deegan. He pops it inside. Picked up here. Kilkenny, they're very quick, aren't they? They're just quicker than Limerick at the minute. And that's probably going to go over the bar as well, is it? It's actually gone wide. That was an effort. It's a good chance there for Walter Walsh to get on the score sheet. Kilkenny have missed a couple. Like, Limerick haven't even had that many wides. They're just struggling to create anything. They just keep getting turned over. Barry Nash plays it in. Cian Lynch wins the free. Who's going to stand over this? Dermot Burns maybe going to take this one. Kilkenny fans be very happy so far. Like, a lot of turnovers. They're winning a lot of those breaking balls. And usually Limerick, what you normally associate with Limerick is that they're, they kind of nearly bully the opposition. That's normally their strength, is that physicality element to their game. But Kilkenny are more than keeping up with it. So here we go then. Dermot Burns needs to pop this one over. He missed his last one. And he has got it. Dermot Burns pops it over the bar. So it's back to a 3-point game. Limerick 4 points. Kilkenny 1-4. Interesting enough, I think Limerick have only scored, 1 point from play so far. In the opening 18 minutes. Cole Hayes wins that. Plays it into Tom Morrissey. Back into Cole Hayes. Marching forward. Hayes goes deep. That has to be won by Aaron Gallan, and has to put it over the bar, and does. And that's a lot more like Limerick. That's a lot more like Limerick. The Limerick we know. They were much quicker than Kilkenny on that occasion. They moved the ball very quickly. Aaron Gallan just turned Hugh Lawler inside and out. There was no way that Lawler was going to do anything there. Big point there from Aaron Gillan. It's 5 points to 1-4, and it's a 2-point game once again. Tom Phelan, he's really involved in this game so far, isn't he? Cian Lynch picks it up, plays it back. Some heavy challenges going in. Kilkenny are calling for over-carrying. Look at this. Look at the pressure they're putting on Gearóid Hegarty. He can't move, but he still has it somehow. Incredible stuff. What an extraordinary game this is. Gearóid Hegarty, he must have had about 4 or 5 men around him there. Hits going in left, right, and centre. And yet somehow he still manages to somehow win the ball back and then lay it off to Cian Lynch. Cian Lynch then being tackled, and eventually then the ref calls it free. But yeah, it's a cracking game so far. It's just, there's so many hits going out, there's so many challenges, so many, dispossessions and tackles. It's a very physically imposing game. Like last year it was all about the high score and the technicality, the shooting, the precision of both sides, whereas this game seems a lot more about that physical inner strength. And that's a brilliant point there, is it? No, it's not. Looked like Tom Morrissey popped it over. Aaron Gillan popped it over, but he didn't. Surprised that didn't go to Hawkeye, actually. You would have thought that one would have went to Hawkeye, but apparently not. Limerick win the turnover again. Limerick just starting to get on top now in the last couple of minutes. They've hit 2 points on the bounce. Heavy challenge going in there. Ref didn't see anything on Aaron Gillan. Coming out with the ball is Kilkenny here. They're just lots of pressure. Tommy Walsh, the man who won that ball there. Limerick now trying to win the ball back. It's very scrappy and around midfield. Players slipping and sliding all over the place. Limerick eventually win it back with Gearóid Hegarty, and he now plays it inside. A little bit of a long ball. Barry Nash, way out the field. Just looks to throw it on top of that. Limerick full back line, and Aaron Gillan had half a chance there for a goal. He didn't really get a good connection on it, though. You could see Limerick there. They are trying to play that ball in on top of Hugh Lawler and Mikey Butler. They're trying to play it in on top of Kilkenny's full back line. And it hasn't quite worked. It nearly worked there. Aaron Gillan, yeah, just he scoffed the ball, didn't he? He didn't really make any connection with it. And yeah, no connection with the ball at all. Went wide of the target. Kilkenny going long. Really, really well won there by TJ Reid. Excellent stuff from TJ Reid. Phenomenal player. He has actually probably been quiet enough so far, but look at that. He catches the ball ahead of Mike Casey. Dan Morrissey, actually. And yeah, brilliant stuff there from TJ Reid. Phenomenal catch. So TJ Reid standing over. This is a fairly straightforward one. I'm going to update the score already because TJ Reid is putting this one over. There's no question about it. A couple of meters in front of the goal. Hopefully I didn't jinx him now. I didn't. He pops it over. TJ Reid. That's a good point, just to kind of stem the blood flow a little bit, because I definitely think Limerick were starting to turn the screw, starting to dominate, starting to be on top. But yeah, a big point there for TJ Reid. Here comes Cole Hayes. Again, he looks for that diagonal ball inside. Won well by David Reedy. The ref obviously saw something. Cole Hayes was being pulled back earlier, so I think the ref maybe has called it back, has he? TJ Reid, or I'm not too sure what's happening here. I guess maybe John Keenan seen a foul, I think, from David Reedy on his man there, so that's why he's called it back for what would have been the first foul on Cole Hayes. So standing over this one is Aaron Gillan. 23 minutes gone. 1-5 Kilkenny, 5 points Limerick. This will be a chance for Aaron Gillan to bring it back to 2 points. So Aaron Glam, it's a tough one. It's a long way out. Be some point if you can get this. Oh, and it's come off the post. It's come off the post and come back down. Kilkenny have the ball, played into Owen Murphy. A few challenges going in on the goalkeeper. The ref has obviously saw something there. So, yeah, Aaron Glam there. It was a very tough one. It was a long, long way out. The wind is obviously swirling all over the place. And it comes off the post. Very nearly went over the bar. Drop short. Challenge going in there from Shamey Flanagan. To be fair, I don't really see a whole pile wrong with that. But I suppose Owen Murphy still had the ball anyway. So he goes along with the puck out. Oh, and it's broke loose here. Could be a chance maybe for Kilkenny, maybe to get a second goal. Limerick need to... Oh, Limerick they've got away with it there. They've great bit of work from Cole Hayes. And look at this. Look at this from Owen Cody. He's had to run away from his own defence, and now he goes past 4 or 5 players. Unbelievable stuff from Owen Cody. But he eventually is stopped in his tracks. And I think he's won the foul. That was remarkable from Owen Cody. He was running away from his own goal because there was that many Limerick men chasing him. There was about 3-4 Limerick men around him. And then he just gives a quick turn and he runs through the space, glides around a couple of players. That was unbelievable stuff there. Sells Keane Lynch a dummy, keeps going, and then eventually wins the foul. That was extraordinary stuff there from Owen Cody. So TJ Reid will stand over this and he should pop this one over. It's a very similar one to the one he had a couple of minutes ago, and he does. So there we go. It's back to a 4-point game. Kilkenny are just, they dominated in the opening 10, 15 minutes. Limerick have definitely come back into it. But Kilkenny are doing well. That's a loose puck out from Nicky Quaid that goes astray, and it's picked up here. And that's surely going to go over the bar, and it is over the bar. It's a wonderful score there. And it is Richie Reid. It was a poor puck out from Nicky Quaid. Just went straight to Richie Reid. No one around him, completely unmarked. And that is, simple stuff for Richie Reid. And Kilkenny lead 1-7 to 5 points. 5-point game. The All-Ireland champions could be in a spot of bother here now. 1-7 to 5 points in favour of Kilkenny. Here comes Barry Nash. That was a big puck out one, but Barry Nash is done for over-carrying. He's done for over-carrying. And it's going to go the other way. And that's a big one. You've seen the Kilkenny players jump around there in excitement. Yeah, way too many steps there from Barry Nash. Limerick are struggling. Look, to be fair to Limerick, we've seen them time and time again find an answer, find a way back. Multiple times when they've been struggling. They were 5-6 points down against Galway at one stage. At this stage in the second half, or in the first half, let's not forget, and they turned that around and they won the game comfortably in the end. So it's going to be interesting to see. But here goes TJ Reid. It's a bit further out, close to the 45-metre line. He should pop it over, and he does. It's another point for TJ Reid. It's, 3 frees on the bounce for him. And Kilkenny now are 6 points in front. Look at TJ Reid. He's giving it to the fans there. He's just kind of going, let's go. He's proper up for it, isn't he? Proper up for it. Great to see that. Kilkenny 6 points in front. Limerick are struggling. Limerick are struggling here. Great ball won there. Kilkenny have won it again. Oh, Owen Cody was in there. Owen Cody was in, and the ref has called something. Mike Casey was on the ground. The ref has called something there. Ball gets played in. Did he see something off the ball? Foul on Mike Casey? Must have seen something. Mike Casey was on the ground, in fairness, but Jesus, that was Limerick got away with that one. It'd be interesting to see that again, because Owen Cody was 1v1. He was literally in on goal, And, considering he buried the last one, you would have fancied him to score. And then you would have been talking about 9 points. So yeah. Jeremy Burns, has he gone for it? He hasn't. He's lofted it long. But Kilkenny have won it again. Conor Fogarty comes away with it, slips on the ground, balls breaking around all over the place. Who's going to come up with it? It's Kilkenny. Kilkenny have won the ball. I think the ref might even throw this in, actually, I think. Yeah, he's just going to throw it in. It's a bit of a scrappy one. Limerick have come away with it. So many kills. There's almost like, it looks like there's nearly 20 Kilkenny players out there at times. They're just quick to everything. That was a great block down, I think, from David Reedy. Conor Fogarty falls on the ground. Adrian Mullen's there as well. It's picked up by Mikey Butler. It's so scrappy. Aaron Gallan wins it back. Now it's Cian Lynch. He surely got fouled there. It's so scrappy. It's so scrappy. Balls just falling around all over the place. Different players picking it up, losing it. It's such a mad game of hurling this. And it was Cian Lynch. And oh yeah, that's a yellow card, isn't it? Mikey Butler hits the hurl on Cian Lynch's shin. It was a heavy. It definitely should be a yellow card, you would say. Definitely should be a yellow card for Mikey Butler. Looks like it's not going to be a yellow card, so a bit surprising there. So here we go, Aaron Gallan. Big chance here for Limerick. It has to put this over, surely. And he does. Great score from Aaron Gallan. Much needed point there for Limerick. It's mad. Like, they've only scored, I think, 6 points in this game. And I think they've only scored like 1 point from play. It's been and it's not like they've been missing a huge amount of chances. They keep losing the ball, and the Kilkenny defense just keep turning the ball over. Hugh Lawler and Mikey Butler have had an extraordinary game. Limerick do win the puck out. Cole Hayes plays it into Grode Hegarty. He plays the ball into Aaron Gallan. Aaron Gallan back to Cian Lynch. Lynch surely puts that one over, and he does. That's a great score from Cian Lynch. 2 on the bounce now for Limerick. They needed that. They definitely needed that. 2 points on the bounce. Brings it back to a 4-point game. Kilkenny 1-8. Limerick 7 points. Lisa says here, listening in from France. Great commentary with my family, looking for an Irish bar to watch the game. Much appreciated. That's why I tend to do a lot of these streams, just because it can be quite hard to find the games and everything else when you're in different countries or whatever. But here comes Kilkenny going down the other end. It was a half chance there. Oh, and that was a big goal opportunity. Kilkenny nearly getting themselves another goal with Owen Cody. Pops it wide. Great bit of play there from Kilkenny, and that would have been huge, just to sort of stem the momentum that Limerick had built there, scoring 2 points on the bounce. It was a tight angle. To be fair, was it Dan Morrissey who was covering? He had it covered anyway, but it was close. That was very close indeed. Puck out goes in. Kilkenny win the ball, but they lose it again. Cian Lynch comes away with it, and Cian Lynch plays it inside. This has to go over for Limerick, and it does go over. It's a lovely score there from, who was it? David Reedy, I think. It's a great score. Just pops it over the post. Great work actually by Cian Lynch, just to win that breaking ball. I think he's actually had a really good game so far, Cian Lynch, in fairness. He scored a couple of points himself. He set up a couple of scores. He's doing really well in around that middle of the pitch. Kilkenny again going for that direct ball. This is obviously how they got the first goal into. Owen Cody comes away with it. This time plays it back. Heavy challenges going in left, right, and centre, but Limerick have turned it over. That's a big turnover. It's a big moment there for Kilkenny, but then Kilkenny have won the ball back again. It's a mad game, this. Like, it's a goal and 8 points to 8 points. When you think last year, it was 131 to 226. And I know we still have another half to go, but it's like it definitely has been quite low scoring, and it's been very scrappy. Just it's nearly hard to actually describe what's happening at the best of times because it's just so many turnovers and so many hits going in left, right, and centre. But TJ Reid will stand over this. This is a big one now for TJ Reid. Could go 4 points in front. So this could be a big one. TJ Reid standing over it. Expect him to pop this over. I've already updated the score. Oh no, he's put it wide. He's put it wide. Wow, that's a surprising one. Inside is like that was what on his own 60 on Limerick 65, I think. Maybe a little bit closer in. Bit of a surprising miss there from TJ Reid. Considering the quality of player that he is. Gavin says, listening from Belgium, how many minutes of the first half are gone? We're closing in on half time. 2 minutes to go before the end of the first half. So, closing in on half time. TJ Reid has got another free here now. I didn't see what happened there, but it's another one from probably actually further out and actually much more difficult one than his last one. But this time he puts it over. This time he's put it over. So that was probably a tougher one than his last one, but he pops it over. Great score there from TJ Reid. 1-9 to 8 points in favour of Kilkenny. A 4-point game. We've got 1 more minute to go before half time. And well one ball there by Grode Hegarty. He's been very quiet so far. A pass inside there into Jeremy Burns just didn't really work out. Jeremy Burns trying to win the ball. The ref has obviously seen something here, I think. Grode Hegarty done very well to win that ball. This is push there. Jeremy Burns on Tom Phelan, so it's gonna be a free out for Kilkenny. Owen Murphy standing over. Does he go for this? He's just lofted it in on top of that Limerick fullback line. Limerick come away with it. Limerick are starting to win a couple of those battles. If Limerick can get this down to 3 points before half time, I don't think they'll be too disappointed. Keane Lynch pops it back out to Tom Morrissey. And Tom Morrissey, has he popped that over? He has. That's a great score from Tom Morrissey. Lovely point. Lovely point there from Tom Morrissey. And it is a 3-point game once again. Porrick says his own Cody. Any relation to Brian Cody? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I do not think so. Just a lot of legends with the name Cody, I suppose. But no affiliation with each other. Like Brian Cody, I'm pretty sure is James Stevens' club man, and then Owen Cody's Ballyhale Shamrock. So yeah, I don't think they are a relation to each other. But there we go. But yeah, half time anyway. Kilkenny 1-9, Limerick 9 points. So half time, Kilkenny so far, obviously that goal from Owen Cody, the difference. Yeah, Kilkenny they've just had that bit. They've just been a bit sharper, a bit quicker on the ball. They've been better in tackles. The pressure they've put on some of the Limerick forwards has been astounding. And actually, in some ways, you have to commend Limerick for still even getting 9 points because the amount of pressure they've put on the Limerick forwards, like Aaron Glam will get the ball, Hegarty will get the ball. There'll be 3, 4, 5 men around them, and just so many challenges going in. It's a very titanic physical game. It's a real physical game, and a real strong. There's lots of heavy hits going in left, right, and centre. But yeah, it's been a very interesting game. Very interesting game. Kilkenny leading by 3 points at half time. And yeah, so 3 points half time. Let me know your thoughts on the first half. And we'll just run through maybe some scores here and who's actually done the business. I'll just have a look here on the Scorebio app if it updates for me, which I don't think it is. Oh, here we go. So yeah, Owen Cody with a goal so far. He hasn't scored any points, but the goal has been the the difference. TJ Reid with 4 points, all of which have been from frees. Tom Phelan with 2 points. Paddy Deegan, Richie Reid, and Owen Murphy all on the score sheet as well. I think Tom Phelan and Owen Cody so far have probably been the man of the match in my opinion. They've both been absolutely outstanding so far from a Kilkenny perspective. And then Limerick, Aaron Gallan with 3 points, obviously playing in a corner forward. Tom Morrissey, David Reedy, both with a point. Keane Lynch and Jeremy Burns with 2 points. Keane Lynch has been phenomenal so far. He's been really, really good for Limerick. Very, very good. But I think what we'll do is now we'll share our screen. I'll share my screen here on Twitter, and we'll just have a look at what the good people of the world have had to say. That's not coming up the way I like it. There we go. Don't know what was going on there. So yeah, obviously our good friend Gaelic Statsman, as you can see here, he's got some stats for us. So like looking at a Limerick, as you can see there on the left-hand side, they've obviously got 9 points so far, but they haven't had a huge amount of wides. You know, when you actually look at it, there 4 wides so far. Kilkenny have actually had more wides, and Limerick have actually had more, have been better in terms of accuracy in front of goal. They've just struggled to create chances. Like only 14 shots. Do you know what I mean? For a team like Limerick in the first half, like some wonderful turnovers. And you can actually, I don't know if you lads can see actually there on the right hand side, another stat there from Gaelic Statsman. 7 points for Limerick from turnovers, 8 points for Kilkenny. There's just been a huge amount of turnovers from both teams, and a huge amount of turnovers from either side, and Limerick just struggling really to create chances. Kilkenny there though obviously won 9. They've had 17 shots so far, scored 10, 11 shots from play, scored 5. Limerick on the other hand side, just 8 shots from play, and that's probably actually a telling stat there. 5 scored from a Limerick perspective. So yeah, it's been a very fascinating game. Just looking at the puckouts as well, Kilkenny winning the majority of their puckouts, as you can see, 9 of their puckouts they've won. Limerick with 9 puckouts won as well. So yes, there's some stats on the game so far. Kilkenny doing the business. Long way to go, and look how many times have we seen Limerick down the years find a way to get the answer. And yeah, Joe Brawley says Marty Morrissey the best in the business. Jack Neville says here Kilkenny deservedly ahead. Owen Cody's goal the difference. Limerick finished strong with the score for the half. With the score of the half coming right at the whistle. Big second period to come. Limerick 9, Kilkenny 1-9. Definitely a big second half needed from a Limerick perspective. And there we go. There's Rian O'Neill just pinging the ball over from 50 meters, as you do. But yeah, we'll throw Limerick in here and we'll get a bit more of what we're looking for. Buff Egan says mighty hurling by the Cats. They have a great chance of winning it now. Much the better team. The brilliant Keane Lynch keeping Limerick in it. Yeah, Keane Lynch has been phenomenal, hasn't he? Very, very good. Hey, look at this response. Brilliant Lynch. What game are you looking at? Midfield doesn't suit him. They have to move him in. I would say Keane Lynch has definitely had a very good game so far for Limerick. He's been very, very good. 2 points, both from play. I think he's set up 3 or 4 points. He's won a load of frees. He's been phenomenal. And to think they didn't have him in the final last year and they still won. But yeah, he's been very, very good. Very, very strong performance. Pro Park is looking mint today, even with all the rain. Yeah, it is. Some great aerial shots in Crow Park of the game. Hey, all these ads, man. There's so many ads on Twitter nowadays. It's ridiculous. Michael McMullen says here, Owen Cody goal helped Cats go 6 up and Keane Lynch pull the champs back into it. Well handled by John Keenan, but think the borderline throw balls needs to be addressed. across the board. Yeah, it's kind of it's a strange rule, isn't it? Like you see some referees call it. It's like, what is a throw ball? What isn't? I think you either scrap it all together or you just let it go. I think it's one or the other there, in my opinion. Shane Stapleton says Limerick have rode out several early storms this year to win. Here's another one. And he also says Kilkenny are flying. Limerick seem rattled. Yeah, they do. They did seem rattled. To be fair, to get in 3 points down at the end of the half, I think is hugely important. Because there was Kilkenny were 6 points up at one point, and it was looking like Kilkenny could go 7 or 8 points up. So for Limerick to come back into it is huge. EA Stats says here, if this is correct, it could be the wettest All-Ireland hurling final day since 1973, when coincidentally Limerick played Kilkenny. The wettest day I have was in 1939, the Thunder and Lightning final. So there we go, 1.8 millimeters of rain. It actually hasn't rained too much since the game has actually started. I don't live far from Croke Park, so I can just look out the window here and see what's going on. And yeah, definitely not too much rain so far, but it is very windy. It's very windy. And it's like that drizzly, dreary rain that's kind of coming out. Not great to see, but definitely cannot be any worse than the 2015 All-Ireland final between Dublin and Kerry. I mean, the weather that day was horrendous. I wasn't in the country actually, but I remember watching on the TV. I mean, like, Jesus, Mother of Moses, that's bad. That's bad weather right there. John Keogh, who obviously we had on during the week, says Kilkenny all over Limerick like a rash in the opening 24 minutes, 1-5-5. 3-point game. But Joanne Cantwell says that the team is ready to go. All the lads suited and booted. Limerick fans watching on in the square, Perry Square in Limerick City Centre. Spirits are high. Look, Limerick have been here. They've been here on numerous occasions down the years, and they always seem. I should probably hide that score. Actually, it's kind of getting in the way. Apologies there. Yeah, Limerick always seem to find a way. They always seem to find a way. So, if I was a Limerick supporter, you certainly wouldn't be panicking. You just need to look back to some of the games in this 4 in a row spell, in this 3 in a row spell, and obviously this year as well, that Limerick have come back. You think of that Tipperary game in the Munster final, Clare when they looked in trouble at different times. There was moments. There was a moment in the game against Cork in the Munster round robin where Limerick could have been out of the championship. If they had lost that game, they would have been gone. So, there was moments where it nearly looked like they were gone. John Keogh says O'Reilly gone to the dressing room for the end of the warm-up. Limerick down. Sub by the looks of it. Everyone on the bus is wearing either green or pink, and it looks like Limerick are playing Barbie in the All-Ireland. There you go. But plenty of supporters. Would be a good crack. Probably not a day for it weather-wise. But yeah, plenty of fans and enjoying the crack. But yeah, I think that's probably covers it. Sporting Limerick says an absorbing encounter so far. Owen Cody's goal between the sides, 1-9 to 9 points. Limerick yet to really get going, but show glimpses in the final 15 minutes, all to play for. Yeah, definitely is still all to play for, and it's definitely a game that is still very much in the balance. We'll run through some comments maybe here from some of the lads on the stream. Dublin is great says the Cats should be about 10 up. 10 up, yeah. I don't know if I'd go as far as that now, but I think they definitely should be further in front. They've had some big opportunities. Limerick need to step it up in the second half, says Dubs for the win. And Brian O'Farrell says, go on, Kilkenny. Yeah, it's been brilliant. It's been very, very impressive so far from a Kilkenny perspective. Loke says Limerick always look like they are about to be hammered, but switch it on at the end. Yeah, like they just find that they'll turn it up. They switch the gears very, very quickly. And there was moments in that first half where they looked really in trouble, but then they just kept themselves in it, and I think that's the most telling thing from a Limerick perspective. Like if I had to call it now, I would still fancy Limerick to come through and win it, just because they've done this so many times, and without doubt they're going to have a plan in that second half. And the amount of intensity that Kilkenny showed, can they keep that up for the full 70? To be fair, they usually can, and we've seen them time and time again do so. And I really don't think there's much between either side. But yeah, like it'd be interesting to see if they can keep that up. Porrick says, "Are you going to the All-Ireland football final next week?" It's looking like I am. It looks like I have a ticket. Fingers crossed. So hopefully I shall be there. Which really looking forward to it. Hopefully, we get a nice day for it and everything else, and hopefully Dublin do the business. But really, really excited for it. There'll be plenty of, obviously, uploaded a video yesterday on the Dublin and Kerry rivalry. If you haven't checked that out already, lovely, lots of great comments on there, and really appreciate all the comments on there, and everything else. But yeah, there'll be plenty of videos out this week. There'll be an in-depth preview show. I'll be doing a Dublin and Kerry combined start 15 as well, and plenty more. And obviously, look, we'll still have plenty to discuss for this game as well. Be live tomorrow to discuss this game in more detail. But yeah, Sunday game tonight, 9:30. Happy days. Obviously, two big camogie games yesterday as well. What a win that was for Waterford. First All-Ireland final in 78 years. Remarkable stuff there from a Waterford perspective. Cork obviously getting the job done as well. Oh, I'm thirsty today. Dehydrated. But yeah, just waiting for the second half to start now. Should be a couple more minutes to go. 1-9 to 9 points. And Kilkenny just physically just been stronger, I think, so far. They've just been a bit faster, sharper. Patrick says, "Cheers for this man listening on from Chicago." No bother at all. Much appreciated, my man. Much appreciated. It's been... Yeah, it's probably not... Yeah, it definitely hasn't been as good a game as last year. But at the same time, it's been, it's been a very fascinating game tactically, the way it's playing out. Kilkenny have done very well to keep Limerick down to 9 points. And it's, we'll see what happens in the second half if the scoring rate, ups. But we could be looking at maybe one of the lowest scoring finals in a long time in hurling. And last year, I think, was the highest. So, yeah, that'd be definitely one for the books. But yeah, we'll throw the score back on the screen in case you don't know what it is. So Limerick 9 points, Kilkenny 1-9. Limerick players coming out now for the second half. They're getting a guard of honour there from their own bench, all clapping them on, cheering them on. Big game for Limerick, as it obviously is. It's all on final, but huge for them lads. Like if they can get to 4 in a row, like that'd be huge. But look, Kilkenny, I suppose one of the only other sides to have done 4 All-Irelands in a row. TJ Reid obviously would have been part of that team, I think. So, or maybe he wouldn't have, actually, to be fair. But yeah, look, it's absolutely huge. It's absolutely huge for either side. Like if Kilkenny can stop that 4 in a row, like it'd be massive, wouldn't it? And end a bit of a mini famine for themselves as well. But yeah, we're getting ready now for the second half. Just about to get going. Exciting stuff. So here we go. Dublin was great, says, "I loved your Dublin Kerry video. Much appreciated, my man. Much appreciated. Appreciate that." Definitely. Yeah, look, builds excitement. It was definitely fun looking back at all those games and everything. But here we go. Limerick straight away nearly getting a bit of a goal chance. I don't know what happened there. The ball was played into... Was it Aaron Gallan? And it sort of just hit him and then flew in the air and went to Tom Phelan, I think. Yeah, definitely a bit of a mad game. Grode Hegarty has turned it over. He's been very quiet so far. We've spoke before about how good he's been in All Ireland finals. He scored 1-5 last year. He was excellent the year before as well against Cork. But he's been very quiet so far. That's a brilliant block. Brilliant block down there from Tommy Walsh to deny. I think it was Tom Morrissey who had a chance there. So Kilkenny carrying on the trend, getting the blocks in. So here we go. Big chance here for Kilkenny. It's Tom Phelan. There's maybe a goal chance opening up. Tom Phelan, I think, went for the goal, swung the hurl. He didn't really get a connection with it, though. He didn't even hit the ball in the end. Look, I'd be interested to see what happened there because he just completely missed the ball. I thought he was fouled, but we'll have to see that again. Something you don't often see. But he was running at some speed. And conditions are pretty bad out there, so it's probably understandable in fairness. But Kilkenny have won the ball back again. That's what, 3 turnovers in the opening 2 minutes of the second half. And that has to go over, and it doesn't. That's a big wide. Big wide there from Walter Walsh. He's missed a few, Walter Walsh. He's definitely missed 2 or 3. He's put 2 or 3 wide. Something's happening here with the umpires. Are they going to Hawkeye maybe? Or what's happening? Yeah, like this is the opportunity with Tom Phelan. Like the power he was swinging that way, he was definitely going for goal, but he just completely missed the ball. Keane Lynch wins the ruck in midfield, and that has to go over as well, is it? And that's wide as well. Big chance there for Shamey Flanagan. So a wide each at the start of the second half. John Kiley isn't happy. I don't know if he's given out about the ref or given out about something. I suppose I'd imagine he wouldn't be happy with Tom or Shamey Flanagan for missing that chance. Like that was a big miss there. But yeah, something happening. John Kiley not too happy. Challenges going in left, right, and centre. Limerick have the ball. German Burns standing over it, just on his own 65. Should be putting this one over, man of his quality. And this to bring it back to 2 points, which Limerick would be happy with because Kilkenny have had a few chances there, a few half chances at the start of the second half. It's German Burns. Oh, he's completely skied. Oh, no, he's got it. Yeah, he's got it. It looked like he completely skied it there for a minute, but he has got it. So it's back to a 2-point game. Limerick, 10 points. Kilkenny, 1-9. And it's a game that is in the melting pot. Won brilliantly there. And Limerick win the turnover, and you can see the Limerick lads jumping around. Grode Hegarty jumping around. There's a big turnover there. I'm not entirely sure what happened. It was Tom Phelan running with the ball. Looked like he might have been possibly fouled there by David Reedy. But yeah, no, the ref judges it for over carrying. So yeah, it's a free for Limerick. This is another big one for German Burns to bring it back to a 2-point game. Brian says, logged on from Australia. Thanks for the feed. No bother at all. Much appreciated. Dublin was great. What happened there? Yeah, I don't know. That was an interesting sequence of events there. But it is a free for Limerick. Tom Phelan over carrying, so German Burns will stand over again. Very similar one to the one he had a couple of minutes ago. And he has got it again. So look, for all Kilkenny's brilliant work, Limerick are not gone. It's only a point. It's only a point in it. 2 points in a row. 11 points to 1-9. Kilkenny win the puck out and go for a point of their own, and they get a point. That's a big score. Big moment there. Tom Phelan, he's having a cracking game so far for Kilkenny. Catches the ball ahead of German Burns, and then he slots it brilliantly over the bar. Big moment there for Kilkenny because, after Limerick coming out and scoring 2 points on the bounce, they really needed something there. And they've got it. They actually had another chance straight after, and Mossy Cowan puts it wide. We literally didn't even, it came back from the replay and the ball was already wide. So it shows you how quick this game moves at times. But there's something happened here with Tom Morrissey and Paddy Deegan. Shamey Flanagan and Paddy Deegan just to coming together in the air. Oh, yeah, definitely. Shamey Flanagan going right into the back of Paddy Deegan there. I don't think it was intentional, but Porrick says here, what's your GA club? It would be Whitehall Comkill would be my club. Vincent's as well. I used to live a lot closer to Vincent's and then I moved to Whitehall. So I suppose both clubs would be I'd be quite close to or close with. I'd definitely be supporting both of them. And they're kind of rivals as well. So it's kind of an awkward one. But yeah, that's a great ball played into Tom Phelan. He's completely free. Couple of challenges going in. Oh, it's a chance for a goal. But it has gone over the bar. Or is it a goal? It is a goal. It's a goal. It's in the back of the net. Kilkenny have got another goal. I don't know what happened there. The ball went in the net and nobody was celebrating. And then he just gave it a goal. Did it go in the goal? It didn't. That doesn't look like. Did it go in the goal? It went through the net. Yeah, it went through the net. It went through the net. So, like, nobody knew that was a goal. But it is a goal. Thank God the umpire seen that, because we could have very rarely said it wasn't a goal. I think it was Paddy Deegan who got the goal. You'll see here, yeah, it does go through the net, so it's the right decision. And even the Limerick players aren't like they're not even protesting it. But that's a big moment, and Kilkenny are 5 to the good now. Look at that. The amount of power on the ball. It went through the net. Incredible stuff. It was a strange one because it did actually look like it went in and then nobody was celebrating. So it was like, I don't know what's happened. There's a flare that's gone off here as well. Or something's happened. There's smoke. Some flares been let off. But there we go. Kilkenny fans enjoying themselves. 5 points. Limerick have it all to do again. They have it all to do again. And there's an effort just going to creep in. And it does creep in. It's a great point. Great point there from Limerick. Who was it? It was actually Peter Casey. He's had a very quiet game so far. That's his first point of the game. So he gets on the score sheet. Back to 4 points. Limerick aren't gone. They aren't gone. But, Kilkenny have been getting joy with goals. And you feel like Limerick need a goal. Here comes Barry Nash. Is he going to pop it over? He does pop it over. Big point there for Barry Nash. 2 on the spin for Limerick. That's more like Limerick. That's more like the Limerick we know. Brilliant stuff there from Barry Nash. 13 points to 210. Kilkenny leading by 3 points. Look at that. Like, they actually had to bring someone on to fix the net. Crazy. I don't think I've ever seen that before. And thank God the umpire, because it could have been very easy for the umpires to think that went wide. To be fair, they're literally right there, aren't they? Like, if they had missed that, it would have been criminal. But there's another point for Limerick, and what a response this has turned out to be. Garrod Hegarty gets on the score sheet. 3 points on the spin from absolutely nothing. How many times down the years have we said when the going gets tough, the tough get going? And that epitomises Limerick. And now they're 2 points down. And all of a sudden, that goal has just been wiped out by this flurry of points from Limerick. Peter Casey, Garrod Hegarty, Barry Nash. I don't even think any of them had scored before this spell. And Limerick have won another puck out. They 2 players going for the 1 ball there. And they come away with it. Barry Nash plays it into Tom Morrissey, back into Keane Lynch. Look at this for skills. That's surely a foul. Surely a foul there on William O'Donoghue or Darragh O'Donovan. And so Limerick will have the chance to bring it back to a 1-point game. Look at this, look. Yeah, heavy hit there. Arm around the helmet. So, yeah, definitely a foul. Nothing more, though. I don't think he gave a yellow for that. It wasn't strong enough to warrant anything more. But here goes Dermot Burns. Limerick have hit 3 on the bounce since the goal. John Kiley very animated on the sideline. He's not happy with something given out to one of his players. So German Burns standing over it. And he's got it. Big point there for German Burns. 1 point game. Remarkable stuff. Since Kilkenny have got the goal, Limerick have hit 4 on the bounce. And yeah, for the first time in the game, Limerick are on top. But to be fair, anytime Limerick have looked like they've turned the tide, Limerick or Kilkenny have found an answer. They have only scored 1-1 in the second half. But that goal has been absolutely huge. It's keeping them in front. It's another long ball in there. Limerick are struggling. That Kilkenny attack at the best of times, they come away with it this time. That Kilkenny full, you can tell they're missing the influence of Sean Finn today. Here's Barry Nash. He gets dispossessed. Was that a foul? It wasn't. TJ Reid now picks it up. He goes inside. Oh, it was nearly a chance for a goal. It's frantic stuff. And now it's Tan Morrissey who comes away with it. The ball is just bouncing around all over the place. It's like a pinball. And Limerick have come away with it. That was mental there. I don't know. One of the Kilkenny players was on the ground as that ball was played in. I don't know what happened, but here now goes Shamey Flanagan. And there's an effort for a point. Is he going to get it? He is going to get it. That's remarkable stuff. Extraordinary stuff there from Aaron Gallan. 5 on the bounce now for Limerick. Tell you what, this is champion stuff right here. This is champion stuff. Whether you don't like them or not, you have to say that's when that goal goes in from Paddy Deegan. To be honest, that was the first time in the game I really thought, all right, I think Kilkenny might win this now. I think Kilkenny might have this. And since then, Limerick have hit 5 on the bounce, 4 from play, and we are all level. We are all level. Limerick 16, Kilkenny 210. They win the puck out, but then they lose the ball in the process, Limerick. Frantic stuff. Limerick showing a huge amount of energy now. Owen Cody wins the free. You'd expect TJ Reid to stand over this, probably slot it over, just to stem the flow ever so slightly. Remarkable game. 48 minutes gone. We've got 22 minutes to go plus injury time. You'd imagine it wouldn't be much injury time the way this second half has gone, but we'll see what happens. And who knows? We could even go to extra time. I think there is extra time. And then if it's level, I think it goes to a replay, but we'll see what happens. TJ Reid standing over it. Big moment this. It's a tough one. It's close to the sideline. And he has got it. Big score there from TJ Reid. Big score there from TJ Reid. And Kilkenny are back in front. 2-11 to 16 points. And then they win the resultant puck out. Then they lose the ball. Shamey Flanagan there trying to come away with it. Tom Morrissey does have it. The ref seen something there. Kilkenny players are not entirely happy with what they've seen. Might have been a soft free ever so slightly, but we'll see what happens. John Kiley, very animated on the side. Oh, yeah, that's definitely a foul, yeah. To be fair, Tom Morrissey may be leaning into it a bit, but he kind of had his arm around his neck, so probably, yeah, definitely a foul. And Jeremy Burns will have a chance to level the game again. I think we've been leveled 2-3 times already, so there's another chance. Very similar free to the one TJ Reid just scored from pretty much the same position. Obviously a little bit closer to the Limerick goal, very close to the sideline, right in front of John Kiley. So Jeremy Burns will stand over this one, and he will score. He will score. I haven't seen the flag go up yet, but the players are celebrating. Or the fans are celebrating. So there we go, 17 to 2-11. Limerick have scored 8 points so far in the second half. They only scored 9 in the first. And here we go. Jeremy Burns wins it. Gearóid Hegarty. Shamey Flanagan. Plays it inside into... Well, now it's Jamie Flanagan, I should say. He looks for Gearóid Hegarty. Missed him. Cian Lynch. He's got a couple of men around him. A couple of challenges flying in. Limerick nearly losing the ball, but then they go for it. And they get it. They go in front. Limerick in front for the first time, I think, since the start of the game. So Limerick are in front. Remarkable stuff. I think they were 6 points down. They're 5 points down when that goal goes in from Owen Cody. And they just turn it on. Extraordinary stuff here. And Limerick win the result in puck out. And this is a big moment now for Kilkenny because Limerick could really take over here. And that's the ball played in. Evans nearly won there. It was a big moment for, I think it was Shamey Flanagan, but it was Mikey Butler who caught it ahead of him, I think. Tommy Walsh, actually, I think it was, to be fair. There's so much happening here. The game's really opened up now. Like earlier, it was a little bit there was a lot of challenges. Now it's really, really going. And the ball's played in. Is that a foul? No, it's not. Something's happened here. Free to Kilkenny, I think, or it was Hugh Lawler on Aaron Gallan. Some tussle between the two. Aaron Gallan tripping Hugh Lawler. I don't know if he did it intentionally, to be fair. But yeah, Paul Killark watching on the sideline. The amount of All-Ireland winning teams he's been involved with is incredible. Well, here we go. It's actually free for Limerick, which is surprising there. I didn't really see a foul. Like, I seen Gallan trip Hugh Lawler. To be fair, I don't think he did it intentionally. I think it was, Lawler probably just tripped over his foot. But yeah, there we go. Aaron Gallan pops it over. 2-point game in favour of Limerick and Kilkenny. We talked before how when the going got tough, Limerick found an answer. Limerick stood up, and they have stood up. Now it's time for Kilkenny to stand up. They've scored just a goal and 2 points in the second half. It's, that's not really. You're going to need a bit more. And that, like the likes of Cole Hayes, Dan Morrissey, these lads, they're winning those battles now. And Cole Hayes has just won a puck out and won a resulting free. And Limerick have launched it long, and that might go over the bar. It does. Oh, my goodness me. That is remarkable stuff there. And Limerick are 3 in front now. Jeremy Burns, he was, how many yards? He's closer to like literally almost on the D there. 70 meters, nearly 80 meters out. Incredible stuff there. Remarkable stuff there. Limerick 3 in front now. If you're a Kilkenny fan, this is probably becoming a tough watch because Kilkenny, for so long, we're doing so much right. But Limerick just keep finding it. Like, it's remarkable how they keep doing this. It really, really is. Mikey says, listening from France. What time is on the clock? 53 minutes. A lot of people away on holidays and stuff. Great to see. Brian says, not familiar with names. Wouldn't mind mentioning county name or hear names and points before knowing who scored. I mean, there's so much going on. Like, it's very hard to actually, articulate what's actually happening at the best of times. But I will try my best. It is Jeremy Burns standing over. A free here for Limerick. So this is a chance to go 4 in front. Just thinking, I think Limerick have outscored Kilkenny like 10 points to 1 maybe in the last, maybe 8 or 9 points to 1 if this goes over in the last 10, 15 minutes. Billy Ryan has gone off for Kilkenny. Both sides do have a huge amount of options on the bench, in fairness. And Limerick have got another one. Jeremy Burns this time has popped it over. So it is 4 points in front for Limerick. Limerick 21, Kilkenny 2-11. I'm just having a look at it here. Like Limerick, having a look on the Scorebio app. If I can, Limerick have outscored Kilkenny. So since Paddy Deegan's goal on the 41st minute for Kilkenny, and Kilkenny were 5 points up at that stage, Limerick have outscored Kilkenny 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points to 1. 9 points to 1 in that period of time, which absolutely remarkable stuff. But look, it's not over. There's only Kilkenny have got 2 goals already, and I think they're probably going to need another one here to keep themselves in this. TJ Reid standing over this free, needs to pop it over. You'd expect a man of his quality to find the 2 posts with this one. So TJ Reid has done it. He's done it. Muted celebrations on Hill 16, but it is over the bar. So we are Limerick 21 points, Kilkenny 2-12. So there we go. Limerick win the puck out. Bit of a loose ball, picked up. There's a loose ball played into Aaron Glance, picked up well by Hugh Lawler. Aaron Glance still chasing him. Hugh Lawler still going. A couple of players around him, Keane Lynch being one of them. Bit of space opening up here for Kilkenny, and this might be an opportunity here for another point for Kilkenny, and it is. So Kilkenny have hit 2 on the bounce. 2 on the bounce for Kilkenny. And who was it this time who scored? It was, I think it was John Donnelly who got that point, actually. John Donnelly got that point for Kilkenny. You just cannot take your eyes off this. Like, I try and update the score for 1 second and then there's something else going on. What's happened here now? It's a couple of players on the ground. I think the ref is just going to throw the ball in. That was a big moment. Big moment for Kilkenny. Just hit 2 on the bounce. Are Limerick going to respond? Great block. Great block there from, I think it might have been TJ Reid who got the block. Paddy Deegan actually gets a hit for his troubles as well. Yeah, I think Paddy Deegan was probably going down already there before that challenge, but yeah, probably could argue it is a yellow card. Williams says how long's left. We have about 12 minutes to go plus injury time. 12 minutes to go. So still a lot in it. Still a lot in it, in fairness. And Owen Murphy's the man standing over this one. Is he going to go for the point? He's lofting it on top of that Limerick full-back line that Kilkenny have had a lot of joy from. They've got... they nearly get something there. It goes wide in the end. Big chance there. I think the ball fell to Owen Cody. He's claiming it should be a 65. Ball falls to Owen Cody, hits it. And I think it was a 65, actually, because it looked like it got a block. And Limerick have gone down the other end, and they've scored. And look at that for a swing. Gerard Hegarty now starting to stand up. And Limerick are back to 3 points in front. Limerick 22 points, Kilkenny 213. And Limerick back in front. That was a big moment because, a goal there puts Kilkenny back in front. And it probably was a 65 in fairness. So I can understand Kilkenny fans being a bit disappointed with that one. But they're on the ball here. They played out wide. Here's Adrian Mullen. And he pops it over the bar. His first point of the game, I believe. So it's back to 2 again. In fairness to Kilkenny, they're not going away. They're still very much alive. They're still very much in this. And it's been a rip-roaring second half. The scoring's up. There hasn't been many wides. It's been quality stuff. And Kilkenny have won the line ball here. Ball's gone out over the sideline from Nicky Quaid's puck out. And standing over it is Paddy Deegan. Looks to play it in. Limerick have turned it over, though. And it's Shamey Flanagan. Wow. Has he got that? He's got it. Yeah, wow. What a score. What an unbelievable score from Limerick. It's actually Peter Casey who's got it. Forgive me for getting that wrong. But yeah, wow. What a score from Peter Casey. He only scored a point before this game. He was so close to the sideline. He had 2 Kilkenny players around him, and somehow he managed to slot it over. Limerick have turned the ball over again, and here goes Cole Hayes. And Cole Hayes, he pops it over now as well. It's back to 4. It's looking like it might be the Treaties again. It's looking like it might be Limerick's All-Ireland again. 10 minutes to go, though. And to be fair, how many times have Kilkenny got late goals and done something from absolutely nothing? But Limerick have turned it over again. And here's Cian Lynch. What a game he's had. And he plays it. Is that going to go over? It's just dropping short, caught by Owen Murphy. I've no idea who hit that one. But Owen Murphy catches it. He plays it out to TJ Reid. TJ Reid then gets booted down by David Reedy. Frantic game. So much happening here. So much happening. So TJ Reid standing over this now. We've about nine minutes to go. Gray Mulcahy's coming on. Seamus Flanagan has gone off. So substitutes, as we've seen before, can make a huge difference in these finals. And that one dropping short from TJ Reid. Didn't come to anything in the end. Limerick have got the ball and will come away with it. Kilkenny have it back again. And Porrick Walsh there nearly with a chance. Great dispossession from Cian Lynch. And Limerick. If Limerick could get a goal, it would probably kill the game. But do they even need a goal? I'm not even sure that they do. And there we go. Peter Casey again. Like, it's mad. He was so quiet in this game before his first point, and he's just come alive. He's come alive in the final few minutes. Remarkable stuff there from Limerick. And it's 5 points now. 5 points is the difference. Limerick 25, Kilkenny 214. We've got about... How long have we got left here? 7 minutes to go. And Limerick... They're just on it now. They're just on it. Peter Casey again. And again, he's done it. Wow. Peter Casey has just come alive in these final, 10 minutes. I think he's hit 3 points on the bounce. And Limerick are 6 up. And Kilkenny probably need a few goals now. Limerick 26. Kilkenny 214. 6 points the difference. Kilkenny are emptying the bench now. They're bringing all sorts of players on here by the looks of it. Cian Kenny's come on. Alan Murphy, Porrick Walsh. Killian Buckley's come on now as well. So Kilkenny are emptying the bench. Limerick's only changed so far. Cathal O'Neill and Gray Mulcahy came on. And here is that Cathal O'Neill? I think it just might be. It is Cathal O'Neill. We just mentioned him and he's scored now. Remarkable stuff there from Cathal O'Neill. Stands over it on his left-hand side. Bangs it over. And 7 points. 7 points. This is mental, isn't it? Because Kilkenny, they look like they had Limerick for the majority of this game. And Limerick have just, like that, like a flick of a switch. They've turned it on and... Yeah, I think this is it now. I don't know if to get to Kilkenny need a couple of goals here, and I don't know if they're going to get it. So I think Limerick might have this now. Which and they've won another puck. They're losing all their own puck outs now, and all of a sudden, what was working for Kilkenny is not working, and that's going to go over the bar as well. It's now 8 points. David Reedy scored. This is madness, really, isn't it? I think Limerick, I'll go back and have a look when the game finishes, but I think Limerick have outscored Kilkenny 14 points to 2 or something like that in the last 15, 20 minutes. And it's 8 points with 5 minutes to go. It's game over. Surely, I can't see anything. And who would have thought, this is probably going to be one of Limerick's, I know they beat Cork by 15, 16 points 2 years ago, but this is probably going to be one of their biggest All-Ireland wins in terms of margin of victory. And who would have thought that when that goal goes in from Paddy Deegan? Mental. And Limerick have turned the ball over again. They're just first to everything now. They're first to everything. Barry Nash went over the sideline. Might have been a foul there in the build-up. I think the problem for Kilkenny is Owen Murphy kept going long with his puck-outs, because that's what was working. They kept hitting the ball in on top of Limerick's fullback line. And it was caught, like, that's obviously where the first goal comes. The second goal comes from a breaking ball as well. But Limerick have just started winning those battles, and like every ball they've thrown on top of Fogarty and onto TJ Reid, Limerick have just won them. Limerick have won those battles. Heavy hit goes out there on Paddy Deegan. He's definitely been in the wars today. He's had a few hits, hasn't he? Heavy challenge there. 4 minutes to go. Kilkenny need a goal. They've thrown it on top of the Limerick fullback line. As much as they need a goal, they also need to keep the scoreboard ticking. And that goes out for a 65. There was a half chance there. Ball broke for Adrian Mullen. And I think Jeremy Burns got a block on it, and it's gone out for a 65. Yeah, 65. Limerick trying to claim it's not a 65, but definitely was. So, like, Kilkenny are at that stage where they do need it. They need a couple of goals, but they need to keep the scoreboard ticking as well. It's like the lead is just too big now. It's just 8 points is too much. 8 points is too much. I just don't see how they'll turn this around. Declan Hannon, watch it on. TJ Reid, I imagine, will go for the point here. Or is he going to loft it on top of the... No, he's not. He's going to go for the point, and he does get it. He does get it. So TJ Reid gets on the score sheet. Limerick 28. Kilkenny 2-15. 7-point game. Nicky Quaid and no rush from the puck out. There's been another substitution here for Kilkenny. And Killian Buckley is coming on. I thought he came on earlier, but obviously not. Richie Hogan's come on as well. So Kilkenny have really emptied the bench. Surprised they took Tom Phelan off. He was having a really good game. The loss of Conor Fogarty as well. I think, just looking on Scorpio, I think Conor Fogarty went off as well. Big loss. So yeah, Kilkenny have made a lot of changes. And Kilkenny have won the ball back with Paddy Deegan. William says, how long's left? There's about a minute left of normal time. And Kilkenny are on the ball. If they can get a goal, they might just give themselves a chance. And they nearly got something there. Ball was played in to Owen Cody, and he did get in front of his man, but just looking at the scoring chances, Limerick have converted. They've had 36 scoring chances and scored 28. That's remarkable efficiency in front of goal. Kilkenny do have the ball here with TJ Reid. He's got William O'Donoghue marking him. TJ Reid, great ball inside. Might be a chance maybe for a goal. It's wide. That was a big chance there. And I think Barry Nash getting a lot of pats on the back for he just thwarted his man there at the final minute. It wasn't Barry Nash, actually. I think it was actually David Reedy who was back defending there. David Reedy back defending, and Kilkenny had a bit of a goal chance. They missed it in the end. 3 minutes of injury time, which is probably about right. And Limerick are going to get another point here, are they? They are. No, wide. 7 points to go. Kilkenny are winning a lot of ball at the minute, but it just looks like it might be too little too late. They're definitely missing. They should have definitely kept Tom Phelan on the pitch. Ball was played into Mossy Keown. who then lost the ball. And Limerick have the ball now. Hit long by Conor Boylan, who's come on. And that one's surely going to go over the bar. And it is. It's Peter Casey again. I think Peter Casey might be man of the match, which is crazy because I think he only scored his first point like around the 50th minute or something like that. Remarkable stuff from Peter Casey and from Limerick. He scored, how many points did he score? He scored 5 points. Remarkable stuff. And one of the Darragh O'Donovan coming off there, and he's smiling as he's coming off. He's laughing because he knows this is over. Kilkenny need a goal. They're playing it out wide. They're trying to work a goal. Might have been a foul in the build-up there. They've lost the ball again. And now Conor Boylan, Cathal O'Neill. Limerick have hit the ball long. It's 1v1. If Aaron Gallan can get the better of Hugh Lawler, he nearly did, but it's gone out for a line ball. It's game over. It's game over now. Like, there's a minute to go. Just remarkable. Absolutely extraordinary from Limerick. The fact that they keep finding a way to come back is just remarkable. Like, and regardless of what you think about Limerick, like it's one of the greatest ever teams in the GAA, in my opinion. Like, and the thing is, they're still all young lads. Like, they're not going anywhere. They really could eclipse Dublin 6 in a row. Like, it's 4 in a row now. Who's to say they don't win another 2? And there was a sideline cut there from Aaron Gallan that went wide. Ball's been played in long. It's picked up by Mossy Keown. Like, there's no time left here. Like, they need, 2 goals in 20 seconds? And they're struggling to get even one now. And Limerick have come away with it again. The thing is, like, Limerick have upped their intensity in the final 15 to 20 minutes when, and look at that, John Kiley, the ball goes over the bar, gives a high five to Paul Kinnerk, and that's it. That's it, surely. Over the bar. I mean, it's already over, but we've played all the minutes now. We've played all the minutes. 30 points. To think they scored 9 points in the first, they've scored 21 points in the second half. That is just mental. And there we go. The full-time whistle blows. Limerick have won the All-Ireland. John Kiley jumping around with joy. He's smiling. He's delighted. He gives Paul Kinnerk a hug. Limerick have won the All-Ireland 4 in a row. They matched the great Kilkenny side from a couple of years ago. And in my opinion, Limerick are one of the greatest teams in the history of the GAA. Like, not just forget hurling, but they are one of the greatest of all time. To score 21 points in the second half, 21 points. That is absolutely mental. And the majority of them were from frees. Like, that is absolutely outrageous stuff there from Limerick. Absolutely incredible stuff. What a performance. What a team. To think Kilkenny, when Paddy Deegan scores that goal in the second half, Kilkenny are 5 points up with about 45, 46 minutes played. And Limerick just, like, I don't know how, like, it's like you flick a switch, you turn a button, you press something, and they just turn it on. They just turn it on. And that is exactly what has happened. And wow, like, what a second half performance from Limerick. Commiserations to Kilkenny. They done so much right for so long. They got the job done. They got they were winning that battle. They were winning those battles. They were winning those 50-50 battles. Like, they were winning ball ahead of Limerick's full-back line. Tom Phelan was having a phenomenal game for Kilkenny. 3 points. I'm not entirely sure why he went off. It could have been an injury. Obviously, Conor Fogarty goes off as well. Like, I'm not entirely sure what happened there. Obviously watching this stream or doing this stream without any commentary on the TV, so it's hard to know what happened there. But wow, like, mental stuff. But Kilkenny were getting so much right. Paddy Deegan, I thought, was having a really good game. I think he scored 1-1, and Limerick they just flicked it. They just flicked it, like, straight after that Paddy Deegan goal. Limerick took over and dominated. And, like, I'm actually going to have a look at it here. So I'm just having a look here in the Scorpio app. So in the 41st minute, Kilkenny get a goal. They're 5 points up at that moment in time. Then after that, Limerick score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 points after that. There's probably more here. The app isn't even updating. They scored 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 points after that. And Kilkenny scored 4 points. 5 points. So, like, remarkable. In the final 20 minutes, like, Limerick outscored Kilkenny 17 points to 5. Like, that's absolutely outrageous stuff there from a Limerick perspective. Peter Casey wins man of the match there on RTE. I think, yeah, like, he really, really stood up in the second half. 5 points. He actually didn't score. Like, I'm just going to have a look here again. He actually didn't score until the 43rd minute. So to think, it was his point in that 43rd minute that really, like, that was the start of it, because it was 2 minutes after the Paddy Deegan goal, and he just came alive. He absolutely came alive, turned it on, found the difference, found the impact, and wow, absolutely extraordinary stuff there from Paddy Deegan and for Peter Casey to turn it on like that. Keane Lynch was outstanding as well. 2 points. He was setting up plays around them. An extraordinary performance from him. David Reedy came good towards the end. Like, Gerard Hegarty was quiet enough. You know, we associate him usually sort of being the man to turn it on in All-Ireland finals and deliver. He scored, 1-5 last year in the All-Ireland final. Only 2 points today. He was, in fairness, Paddy Deegan won that battle and was really, really good. Scored 1-1 in total. But Limerick found an answer. They found an answer, and remarkable stuff, and it'd be great to watch this game back again and sort of, see Limerick, how they managed to turn around. Like, just absolutely extraordinary stuff there from Limerick. And wow, like 4 All-Irelands in a row now. 4 All-Irelands in a row. Like, that's mental, isn't it? Mental to think that this Limerick side hadn't won an All-Ireland for 45 years going into the 2018 All-Ireland final. And yeah, they win the All-Ireland that year, and then they lose it in 2019, and then they win 4 in a row. Absolutely incredible. Jeremy Burns being interviewed on RT there as well. What a game from him. He was remarkable. He really turned it on. 8 points in total. Really came good towards the closing stretch. And yeah, like, to think Limerick were missing their captain Declan Hannon and missing Sean Finn, and to be fair, probably the first time it looked like those 2 injuries were coming back to bite them, because Kilkenny hitting those long balls on top of Limerick's fullback line, Limerick were really struggling to deal with it. Kilkenny were winning so much ball. Owen Cody, phenomenal game. Like, he gets himself a goal. TJ Reid was really at it as well. Tom Phelan, like, running at the centre of Limerick's defence, was causing all sorts of problems. And yeah, Limerick looked beaten. At that stage. But they turned it on, and they found an extra 10% in themselves. And, they say that when the going gets tough, the tough get going. And that epitomizes Limerick, because how many times have we seen this? Like, the Tipperary game a couple of years ago, when they, were 10 points down at half-time. They battled back that day. You think of the games against Clare, and all the times they've looked gone, and they've looked beaten, and they've looked like this Limerick era is going to come to an end. And they've gone and done it again. Another All-Ireland for Limerick. Absolutely remarkable. John Coyley, Paul Kinnerk. Like, John Coyley now 5 All-Irelands as a manager in his, 7 years he's been in charge. Like, that's mental. That is mental, isn't it? 5 All-Irelands in 7 years. Remarkable stuff. Obviously, he didn't win it in his first year. He didn't even win a championship game in his first year. They were beaten by Clare and Kilkenny, and then they, look at them now. Absolutely mental stuff. Hard for Kilkenny to take. It's their way for an All-Ireland goes on. It'd be 8 years without an All-Ireland. Be 9 now. Obviously, by the time next year comes around, if they're back in it, then like they're definitely not going anywhere. They're definitely the closest to Limerick. I think they've shown that. They've proven that in this game. They proved that last year. I think they are the second best team in the country. There's absolutely no denying that. They've got a good crop of younger players coming through. Billy Drennan obviously being one of them. And How long does the like of TJ Reid have left in the tank? I'm not entirely sure, but they're not going anywhere. They'll definitely be there or thereabouts again next year, in my opinion. And Limerick aren't going anywhere. Kilkenny aren't going anywhere. This could be like this was the final this year. This year and last year. This could very well be the final again next year, in my opinion. It really, really could. You could really see Limerick and Kilkenny, like with their underage, the younger players they've had coming through, could really, really see them both go on and dominate. William says, thanks for the stream, you legend. Cheers very much, my man. Cheers very much. Much appreciated. If people could leave a like and subscribe, that would be much appreciated. Huge congratulations to Limerick and to Limerick supporters for All-Irelands in a row, which is just remarkable stuff. Let's hope Larry McCarthy's doing the presentation. Let's hope. And he bets he calls him what? Roger Lynch or something. Gets the name wrong. Gets Keane Lynch's name wrong. Hopefully not. Come on, man. You can't be getting names wrong again. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, big game, and Limerick have delivered. Limerick have stood up. You've got Declan Hannon obviously there with Keane Lynch. Keane Lynch was the man injured last year. Declan Hannon the man out this year. Incredible stuff. 5 All-Irelands in 6 years, and could Limerick, look, they're one away from the record in hurling, in All-Ireland Senior Hurling Championships. If they win it next year, they'll become the first senior men's team in the All-Ireland Senior Hurling Championship to win 5 in a row. And, they're closing in possibly on Dublin's 6 in a row record as well. And I think the Cork ladies probably have the record for the most All-Irelands won consecutively, at senior level across all codes. I think they won 9 in a row. But look, Limerick they're not a million miles away. They're not a million miles away from doing, will they win 7, 8 in a row? I don't know. But look, they've won 4 in a row, and what a season. What a team they've had. Keane Lynch there lifting the Liam McCarthy. Declan Hannon obviously there as well. Fair play. So yeah, cheers to anyone who tuned into the stream. I'll clip the end of this up as well, just for the match reaction. And leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. Commiserations to Kilkenny. They're definitely not going anywhere. They've done so much right for large parks. Their physicality, their intensity was excellent. Tom Phelan was outstanding. I have to see it back by Tom Phelan. I think I was looking on the Score BO app. Conor Fogarty went off at half time. Like that was probably a big loss as well. So yeah, big disappointment there from a Kilkenny perspective, losing those players. I think that was key. Why they took Tom Phelan off, I'm not entirely sure. I think he was probably Kilkenny's best player. And yeah, remarkable. 5 points down in the second half when Paddy Deegan gets that goal, and then they hit 18, 19 points after that. Remarkable, absolutely remarkable stuff from a Limerick perspective. Keane Lynch obviously doing the post-match speech. So cheers to anyone who tuned in. Leave a like, subscribe. Congratulations to Limerick. 4 All-Irelands in a row. Who would have thought that maybe 10, 15 years ago? Absolutely remarkable stuff from a Limerick perspective. Hannah says here, I'm crying. I'm from Kilkenny. Well, look, I'll let you get back to the tears and everything else. To be fair, Kilkenny have had their fair share of All-Ireland wins, and I don't think you'll be going anywhere. You'll be back. Kilkenny are too good not to, win an All-Ireland in the next couple of years. But the problem is, only one team can win it, and Limerick are the team. But yeah, cheers anyone for tuning in. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll speak to you all soon.